Okay, see. So the first question was HPA1 and HPA2, which are linked genes, are found on which pair of chromosomes? Okay, so it is on the thalassemia. So basically, responsible for cells, and they are found on which pair of chromosomes? It is on the 16th chromosome, number 16th. Okay, of each parent. HBB is on the chromosome number 11. Okay, then next is we have, they have given you different statements, okay, from the paragraph, okay, which is on the page number 96. They have mentioned that paragraph. So bacteriophage lambda, okay, has how many pairs? So this is first statement. It is lambda has 5386. It is incorrect. Okay, it is incorrect. And E. coli has 4.6 × 6 base pair. It is correct. Okay. Haploid content of human is 3.3 into 10⁻⁹ base pair. Okay. So is it true, beta? Haploid content 3.3 into 10⁻⁹ is also true. Okay. So you have to choose what is incorrect. You have to choose what is incorrect. Okay. So as such, only which statement is incorrect? Only statement 1. This will come. Okay, over here it is the B, here C, B. तैयार टिक करियो तो बेटा.
हाँ sir.
And to choose the correct option from Hershey and cheese. So if there is a radioactive labeled protein capsule, okay, and bacteriophage, okay, then there is no radioactivity detected in cells and radioactivity detected in supernatant. So we will choose the correct option. Okay, so we should know that in palate there will be bacteria, and in the supernatant there will be bacteriophage. So what will be correct in that case? So the sulfur labeled, okay, there is no radioactivity in the bacterial cells, while it is detected in the supernatant. Is it true? Yeah, it sounds true. We can look at the other options. Over here, detected in cells, no, it is wrong. Okay, here it is also wrong. Okay. So radioactive sulfur was then the last option. The DNA was P35 labeled, then radioactivity was found in cells, and no radioactivity was detected in the supernatant. So it also sounds true, beta. So which we have to choose? It is also true. Okay. So here radioactive sulfur is detected in supernatant. Okay, it is true. No radioactive sulfur detected in the cells. It is also true. So what will be the answer in that case, Rahi beta?
So both are true, then how can we
See
choose
beta,
one?
see, look over here, beta. See, this is where the answer is. Okay. Phosphorus is 32 and sulfur is 35. See here, they have mentioned 35, so this is incorrect. So A is correct. Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Age કર્યો છે ને?
हाँ.
Okay, segment of DNA coding for a polypeptide or a structural gene. It is what we call as the cistron. Okay, so the DNA segment which codes for the structural gene and transcription is what we refer as the cistron beta, because cistron is the functional unit of transcription. Is the unit of function or the functional unit of transcription as we call. Okay. So the structural part is what we call cistron. It can be monocistronic and polycistronic. the human chromosome. The human chromosome one most, which is the fewest genes. Okay, so it is from the Human Genome Project, beta. It is from the Human Genome Project. 2968 and 231. Why is the fewest? Okay, why is the fewest? While so this is one has most genes, that is 2968, and it has minimum genes, that is 231. So A is correct. Where the gametes of Plasmodium will fertilize and develop. So if you look at the life cycle, okay, of the malaria, okay, the Plasmodium parasite, then as such it is the gametocytes of the sexual stages are found in RBC, okay, and then later on when the female mosquito will take up this gametocyte, the fertilization will take place in the gut. So it is correct. So it will be B. In case of snake bite, the injection is given to patients. Okay, it contains preformed antibodies, priorly formed antibodies against the snake venom. So this is what we call as passive immunity, because directly antibodies are given. Contact inhibition is the property of which cells? It's a good question. Neoplastic cells. Neoplastic cells are cancerous cells. They are what we refer as cancerous cells. These oncogenes are found in normal cells also, like proto-oncogenes or C-onc are found in normal cells also. Okay, so it is seen in the neoplastic cells. This will also show, but this is more appropriate for all the cancerous cells. Malignant and benign both will show it. So the correct answer is B. Now this is from the different sources which they have mentioned from the 10th chapter. Okay, so as we know that cyclosporine A, it is basically produced on trichoderma. Okay, so what is correct in that case? So we have to choose the correct option for the given columns. Okay, so there is source they have mentioned, there is substance and function. Okay, so let's say which is the correct option. That let's say we have the, they have mentioned the columns over here, and the options had been given over here, C, B, and 1. So we have to choose in respect to that. So let's say that for the trichosperm, okay, trichoderma, it will produce cyclosporine, and the cyclosporine is what it is. So it is basically immunosuppressant. Okay, so it is used in the organ transplant. Okay, so it is the C2, it is 2. Then there is Monascar purpurus. Okay, Monascus purpureus, they will produce statins. It will produce statins, and these statins are mainly, they are used as a blood cholesterol lowering agents. Okay, so there is A3, and then there is streptococcus, which is produced streptokinase, it's a clot buster. So it is B1. So it is correct. Okay, then there is about the process of the sewage treatment. Okay, so there is always primary sludge, as we know. Okay, then so it is same in all the, similar in all the options, and then finally you get the supernatant, which is affluent. Okay, then you go for secondary treatment where flocks are there, and then finally there is another big sludge, which will be going to another big sludge digester. So over here also A is correct. Then they asked the questions from the baculovirus, that is biological control. Okay, so these are mainly taken in, they can attack insects and arthropods mainly. Okay, so this will attack mainly insects and arthropods. Right, what you have written in this one better, A or B?
A.
This is directly textbook diagram which they have asked. Okay, that over here you take, this is the plasmid vector, this is your cutting it with the restriction enzyme, because this is the foreign DNA, or what we call as the alien DNA, or what we call as our desired DNA. Okay, so it is the foreign DNA. This one is the foreign DNA. Then over here you are joining, so this is the recombinant DNA. It is our DNA. This is our DNA. So this is what we call as the RDNA. And then you have your host. Okay, this is the host in which you will see the your host which has been going. So here basically transformation will come. Okay, here transformation will come. So there is foreign DNA, RDNA, and transformation. So the C is correct, but very good. Okay, so this is about the insertion and activation. It's also a neat question, like when you insert the RDNA in the coding sequence of beta-galactosidase, the enzyme gets inactivated. It will not be formed. So it is termed as insertion and inactivation. Also a neat question. Then there is Pcr stages. Okay, then there is Pcr stages. So what are these? Denaturation, annealing, extension, and amplification. So it is all these are the stages. So it is P. Then they've given two statements. ELISA is based on the principle of antigen antibody interaction. It is true. ELISA is based on antigen antibody interaction. Okay. Infection by pathogen can be detected by presence of antigens or by detecting the antibodies against the. Yeah, it is also true. Okay, so both are correct. So both are correct. Alpha-1 antitrypsin is used to treat with this is emphysema cardiac question. Okay, so it is again seen. RNA interference occurs in all the organisms. Okay. Now here it is based on the it is a chain silencing technique. So it will bind to the complementary RNA and it will form the let's say the double-stranded RNA. Okay. So it is true because of the complementary with a double-stranded RNA. Complementary double-stranded RNA. As such, both are correct, better because sense and antisense in NEET both had been asked. But as here they have to choose only one option, it will be this D option. Complementary double-stranded RNA can bind and prevent the translation of the mRNA. Okay, so it will be D. Then beta Allen's like we have discussed all of these things. Okay, I told you that go through all of these points which prior to the Gujcet the day before we talked about all of these. Okay. So they have mentioned about there is a question about the Allen's rule. So Allen's rule, what does it state? Okay. Allen's rule will state that it is about the what we call as the mammals in the colder climates have total ears and limbs to minimize the heat loss. Okay, this is a textbook sentence. So it is the logistic growth curve. Okay, so again very easy. Logistic is represented by d and by dt r and k minus n upon k. Okay. So B. Sexual deceit beta. This is orchid office. Okay, where the female resembles to the male. So, okay, the flower resembles to the female of this sort of bee. Okay, so so as such the this orchid, so to populate, the male will come and try to sit on this flower, and then the pollination will occur. So here the appearance of a flower resembles to the female of that particular species of moth. Okay, or a bee as we call it. Okay, and then this is an example of sexual deceit. It is an example of the sexual deceit. So the flower resembles to the female bee. That's what it is, and the name is Ophrys. So the answer is B. Again, ecology chapter, last paragraph. Species area relationships was given by Alexander von Humboldt. Then They've asked the question from the 15th chapter that the Amazon forests, okay, had been cut. Why? Okay, what are the reasons for the forest loss? Okay, so as we call the Amazon as the what we call the lungs of the planet. So they had been destroyed fast for the large scale cultivation of wood plant, like of mainly rubber plantation and soybean plantation. Also, palm plantation has been taking place. So it has been for the soybean cultivation. It has been speed. Then in many cultures, tracts of the forest were set aside. All the trees and wildlife are venerated and given the total protection. Okay, and they are referred as the sacred rules. Okay, yeah, so it is true that like a lot of areas where there is tribal population, okay, they set aside certain parts of the forest and they'll not even cut a leaf from those areas. Rather, they'll also not even go for the what we call the hunting in those areas. It's mainly found in northeastern states of India, like Meghalaya and all, Khasi and Jaintia hills and all. So these are the last refuge for the large number of rare and threatened animals, because locally the tribals will mainly mark this area as sacred, and they take care of these areas, and they will not even hunt or will touch a plant in those areas. So as such, both are correct. But, okay, as such, both are correct. Alright. Which you take the issue with them?
B.
Then I say this is from the first chapter. The structures developed by Penicillium, Hydra, and sponges. But a Penicillium will always produce spores. Okay, so which spores it will produce? It will produce the rasul spores of Chlamydomonas conidia of the Penicillium, birds of the Hydra, and the apices of the sponges. So A will come. And they ask about the examples of the seasonal breeders. There are two types of animals. Animals can be continuous breeders or they can be seasonal breeders. Okay. So certain animals only in the favorable condition they will show the reproduction or reproductive phase, and they are termed as seasonal breeders. Okay. And many other mammals will be reproductively active. They are what we call as continuous breeders. So over here, they have asked the examples of the seasonal breeders. Okay. Now, as such in your textbook, they have not mentioned the examples. They've given the menstrual and estrous cycle difference. Okay. As such in NEET, there are some other examples, but rarely they had been asking the questions. So in this condition, beta, it will not be human and apes. Okay. It will be some of the normal mammals, not the primates. So it will not be like, cannot call about the monkeys. So this will not come. The continuous, even human is there, so it will not come. So it will be dogs and sheep beta. Dogs and sheep are seasonal breeders. Okay, because they have specific duration only which they will mate. What did you write, beta?
Dogs and sheep.
Okay, great. Now you have to choose the correct number of myocytes, okay, with respect to the organisms. Okay. So especially but in that case the estrus cycles one will be seasonal, so that's why dogs and sheep have been chosen. Okay. Now moving on, it is from the table from the chapter 1 beta. You have to choose the right number of myocytes. Myocytes are always right diploid. Okay, so housefly will have 12. Okay, then fruit fly will have 8. Okay, so housefly will have 12. Then fruit fly. Then there is butterfly. Butterfly can have sometimes more than let's say it will be correct number will be 380 as such. Okay, so but they put 316. Rats have as such the rats contain 42 chromosomes. Okay, 21 in N, so 2N is 42. Okay. Textbook has mentioned 380 over here. So it will be P1, okay, then Q3, Drosophila has 8 chromosomes, then butterfly or R has 4, then S has 2. Okay, so one, which is there, 1, 3, 4, 2, this one will come, C will come. So here pollen grain can cause severe allergies and bronchial, it is true. They are rich in nutrients, it is true, because pollen allergy, if you know, they've given a separate topic beta of pollen allergy, okay, in second chapter. So it is true. Do they cause allergy? Yeah, carrot grass, okay, which came with the imported wheat, it was responsible for that. So in 1987, during the Rajiv Gandhi government, it came with the wheat, not with the rice. So this is wrong beta. So 1 and 2 are correct. Okay, 1 and 2 are correct, while third is incorrect. So C will come. Then to choose the ploidy of the nucellus is an exemplar question beta. MMC, functional megaspore and female gametophyte. Okay, so first they will ask you about the nucellus. So nucellus will mainly provide the nutrition. Okay, so it is the area surrounding the embryo sac. It is the area surrounding the embryo sac. So it is as such highly nutritious. Okay, just a minute, right? Just a minute. Okay, so nucellus is mainly 2N. Megaspore mother cell which will undergo meiosis, it is also 2N. Functional megaspore is haploid and female gametophyte is haploid. So it will be 2N, 2N, and N. So A is correct. So I think it's from the exercise or exemplar. Then you have to choose X, Y, and Z from the diagram. So it is the monocot, typical monocot embryo they have shown. Okay, so this is let's say this part is what we call as the coleoptile. Okay, then there is this part which is this is the outer coring which they have shown. It is epiblast. Okay, and then this is the Z part. Okay, so they have shown this as the Z part. Okay, so that is the root cap. That is the root cap. So coleoptile, epiblast, and root cap. So D will come. So entry of oxygen and water in seed into the seed during germination is facilitated by, so from where the oxygen and water will enter beta after the dormancy will get over. Okay. So if there is adequate moisture, oxygen was then the seed will germinate. Okay, so micropyle will be seen in the seed coat, and through the micropyle this will enter. So answer is C. Okay, now they asked about the major phases of embryonic development, okay, during the human pregnancy. So what are the correct options? Okay, so what are the correct options? So it is from the third chapter, beta, especially the last paragraph. Okay. So as you know, in that they have mentioned that what events will occur. Okay, so the first thing is the heart is formed. The third will come first always. Only this option is third is first. Okay. Or then there will be limbs and digits will be formed. Okay. Then there will be organ systems, and then there will be let's say the first movements will occur. Okay. And then the body is covered with the final act. So it will be this is the first event, then this is the second event, this is the third and fourth. So 3, 2, 1, and 4. Then they ask about the hormones of the placenta. So what are those? HCG, HPL, estrogen, progesterone. Relaxin will come, but as they have not mentioned. Okay, it is from the ovary also as such. So it is certainly with this HCG, HPL, estrogen, and progesterone. This is correct. 60% of normal shape and size, 40% show vigorous motility. This is the second option. Which part will join the uterus? Okay. So it will be beta isthmus. It will be isthmus, not ampulla. This is where we have, this is the ampulla, this is the isthmus, it will go into the uterus. This is the infundibula with fibula. PID means pelvic inflammatory disease. Yeah, it is correct. Non-medicated IUD intrauterine devices. What is non-medicated? It is depressive. There can be 3 types of devices. Endocrine based, okay. There can be copper based, okay. Or there can be non-medicated copper releasing. These are all copper releasing. These are all copper releasing CUT multiple 375. These are hormone releasing. So this is the correct answer. B. Depressive is non-medicated. Okay. So choose the correct option for ART. Now GFT, if you can take an ohm from $1 into 3, yeah, it is correct. Okay. IUT, you can transfer up to 8. Blastomeres can be transformed into intrauterine transfer. Now, if it is more than 8 blastomeres, then you can go for IUT. So it is incorrect. Directly, it is correct. Okay. Early embryo can be transformed into the fallopian tube. So if it is up to 8 blastomere, you can transfer it. So this is D will come. What is the incomplete dominance color? Pink will come. Progeny, it will be this one intermediate variable. Will be A. And finally, they ask from the organotopy, or what we call as the haplotype with sex determination. Okay. Over here, what will happen? Beta meiosis. Okay. Over here, what will happen? Mitosis. Okay. So this is what you get. This gametes are as such. This is male. This is female. So there is meiosis, mitosis, and male is mainly haploid. Okay. So this is what we call as from the meiosis. This is without fertilization. So there is parthenogenesis. Okay. The male is mainly haploid. So you have to choose Z is meiosis, Y is mitosis, Z is meiosis, Y is mitosis, and then you have parthenogenesis. So it is B. Okay, beta, so this is how the entire paper which is there. So it was a good paper, not bad. Okay, it was good. The questions were slightly twisted, or it was an average paper. That is what we can say.